Warning. The B3F podcast may contain language or subject matter that may not be suitable for kids. You've been fucking warned. Check out some friends of the show. The Two Brothers Podcast. The Trevor Jackson Podcast. Dem Jackson Boys. The Dumbass Dudes Podcast. Pop Culture Warrior. Happened in the 90s Podcast. Follow at The Andy Harris on Twitter. Go to our website at b3fpodcast.com for merch. Click on Tell Us What You Really Think to leave a completely anonymous review of each of us.
Oh,
yeah, just some sick suckers and I like that.
Enjoy the show, you cunts.
All right, everybody. So it's been a crazy week for me. I've been in Sacramento all week. I had a delayed flight, missed getting home. So I just haven't had time to do a complete show this week. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get this out in time this week. But regardless, I'm going to rebroadcast the Something for the Weekend episode from this week because that's just a commitment I can't give up because it's other people that are involved in that. But we had a good time. We did a bunch of crazy news stories and just commentary back and forth on that. So again, apologies that I wasn't able to do an actual B3F episode this week. It's just been crazy. But yeah, so without further ado, here is the Something for the Weekend show.
Hi everybody, I'm Easy and I am tonight's host. Our show is entitled Views with the News, and to say I am nervous is one thing. Truthfully, I'd rather be covered in baby oil, gyrating seductively on an OnlyFans page as opposed to doing this right now. So now that I've planted that thought in your head, let's move swiftly on with the gang of ne'er-do-wells and reprobates that are here with me tonight. First, let me introduce the man with the bold and caustic wit, Joey. Our man Joey. Bring him in, please.
How's it going?
Hey, Joey. How you doing, sir? You good?
I am well. I am doing well.
Good. And then we have your sparring partner, the enigmatic raconteur who goes by the moniker Big T. Where you at, Big T? Hey.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today?
Hey. Everyone's good, man. Everyone's good. And then we have someone who definitely needs no introduction. And lastly, we have the delectable, delightful, irresistible Roxanne. Hey, Roxanne, where are you?
Hey.
No, come on. I can't forget that. I can't forget my smooth, debonair, suave, sophisticated Black Moses-looking partner in crime, André. What's happening, brother?
Black Moses.
Huh? So like I said, we're doing a full 2 hours of Views with the News, and let me just state here and now that look, we won't be, the stories that we're going to be dropping aren't going to be about cats being rescued from trees and people finding love in all the wrong places. We intend to give you jaw ache from laughing and whiplash, and don't bother to sue the show because we're not insured. So listeners, buckle up because it's going to be a bumpy ride, and as André likes to say, it's going to get messy. So guys, girls, listeners, like I said at the top of the show, we're doing tonight. We're doing 2 hours of Views with the News. We're going to do it alphabetically. So it's obviously going to be André, Big T, myself, Joey, Roxanne. You got anything there?
No. If I find something, I'll interject.
You jump in. Yeah, cool. No worries at all. Okay, so I'm assuming that everyone's got loads of stories loads of crazy news items that they want to hopefully get on within the next 2 hours. So should we just jump straight into it?
Hey, sounds good to me.
Yep.
All
Okay,
right.
Andre, off you go. Let's see what madness are coming out with now.
Thank you, Easy. All right. Just get right in there. An 18-year-old man who was arrested for suspicion of reckless driving near Stettler in 1985. An officer arrested him, put him in the back seat of a cruiser, and was astonished to see the young man ripping the crutch out of his shorts and stuffing it in his mouth. We've all been there. During the trial, the judge had to persistently warn those within the courtroom to be quiet after it was revealed that the defendant chewed his shorts as he believed the cotton would absorb the alcohol in his system so he could beat the blood alcohol test. Well, interestingly, the young driver, David Sniffler, was acquitted of impaired driving because when he blew into the breathalyzer, his blood alcohol level was 0.08, precisely the legal limit. So, of course, one of my first questions is, was there method in his madness? But also, let me just quickly say, the headlines for the story in the papers was, "Man eats underwear to beat breathalyzer." I thought. So, yeah, so it was precisely the legal limit. So who knows? Like, if he didn't chew his shorts, maybe he would have got fined or,
Yeah, but
or whatever.
how did my man go? Would he have been handcuffed? How was he able to rip out the crutch piece of his shorts and stuff them in his mouth so quickly?
Maybe he's a bit more bendy than.
So what happened was the cop was walking up to him, I guess the driver's side, and then as he walked up, he saw him ripping his underwear out and eating it. Is that what you're saying? That happened?
No, he was still in the back of the car. He was in the back of the car. The policeman must have looked through his mirror and saw this guy ripping his shorts, the crutch out of his shorts, and chewing on it.
So he was in the back seat of his car.
Yeah, he was in the back seat of the police car. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so he was already detained.
Sorry?
He was already detained then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was taken back to the station. So I don't know how. I'm guessing, I don't know if they gave him a roadside breathalyzer or what. I don't know, but they were taking him back to the station and they gave him a breathalyzer at the station. It looks like he was exactly on the legal limit, and they let him go. That's what it says here. Yeah. So I guess my question then would be, how far would you go to not get caught doing something you should not have done?
Oh man.
How far would you go?
Would that include killing someone to make a getaway?
Yeah.
I think I told you guys that a long time ago, me and a few mates were in this house with a couple of, we were very, very young, of course, it's a long time ago, a couple of girls.
Mm-hmm.
No, this was young. This was us still going. I think still going to school, or just after. Yeah, I'm still going to school. And the father came in. Oh yeah, we heard the key in the door. The father must have been coming to the house. I didn't wait to see, but me and my mate were upstairs, and we jumped from the first floor to the ground floor. As I got to the window, my mate who was downstairs was already pelting it into the back garden, and we must have climbed and vaulted about 8 fences before we could get to an alleyway to get away. So, sort of things.
Olympians.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear the gun cock before you started running, or did you just assume it was going to be bad?
T, that's here.
I don't know
the
the
UK.
details, but I knew it was going to
Please
be bad.
do.
Oh no. The details were, this was back in the day. We were black guys, those were white girls. It was never going to end good.
Okay.
It was never going to end good.
Well, was this before or after the evening's events?
No. This was before. So the old man probably doesn't realize, but he came at the right time. He came at the right time.
Oh, then it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. I would have fought him. You know, it's just,
Tell the tale. So it was worth it. Tell the tale. But yeah, jump from a. I'm not quite sure if it looked like it ever happened. But if I was in that scenario now, I don't know what I'd do. I'd have to walk down the stairs and face him. I don't think I could be jumping windows on first floors anymore. Yeah, jumped it.
What would you be doing with your old self walking down the stairs in somebody else's house right now?
Well, I'm just saying, it wouldn't happen. But if I was in that scenario now, I couldn't be jumping from nobody's windows. So I'd have to face off if it was.
at a certain age, you shouldn't have to go through certain scenarios. So, in my 30s, I'm not getting myself in that situation. That's one.
To leave by the window due to some woman or something. Something was going on. I can't remember. I know you've got quite a few stories. I've heard it somewhere. I don't know if you told us it was on your website page or something, but I know you had a scenario where you had to leave by the window. Probably been quite a few.
Yeah, in my early 20s, when I was, not really caring. Of course,
of course, we've all
when you don't care and you put yourself in these scenarios, you might have to jump out of a window in your underwear or something like that. It happens.
I'm not jumping with my underwear. That's if you jump that window in your underwear. Please don't tell me that.
I had my clothes in hand. I just happened to be in my underwear when I jumped.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've never had to do that.
I haven't either, but I know there was a guy that I worked with. He was having an affair with a woman, and he was around her house, and the husband or boyfriend came home, and his clothes were downstairs, and he was upstairs.
Oh.
And he was upstairs, and and obviously he had to come down for the clothes, and he came to work on the Monday, and he was just busted up. He was, yeah, he was busted up. Oh man, seriously, he just got caught. Okay.
I once got pulled over by the police, and I had just came from a bar. And he ran my registration, and I had some food with me. So when he was running my information, I started eating, and he came back about 10 minutes later or whatever, asked me all the regular questions. He made me walk the line. He asked me to say the alphabet backwards, and luckily I remembered to memorize it just in case this ever happened. And he was like, "You must have practiced that." I was like, nah, I didn't. I just said it off the top of my head, honestly, even though I was lying. But either way, when he pulled out that little box to give me the breathalyzer test, I was like, okay, I'm going to jail. But I blew under the legal limit, and he had to let me go. I mean, he let me go with a $200 ticket, but I didn't go to jail. So, practice makes perfect, people, is all I'm saying.
Is that what the cops do in America? I'm in trouble here, man. I mean, I don't know the alphabet backwards. That's the dumb thing to do.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's necessary. I mean, because he made me walk a line forward and backwards. Like, all these were like trying tasks, and I was able to do them because I was focused enough to make it happen. It wasn't something I was prepared for. I was prepared for that alphabet thing, though. So that's all I'm saying.
Give you a maths test. If you fail the maths test, you must be drunk.
Nah.
Yeah.
I know what to say. Okay, off to prison with you, mate.
Why are you here? I failed the trigonometry when I got pulled over.
I was going to say that, but they might.
I could have passed the math test. That's no problem.
AT, what's yours? What's your first one, sir? What you got for us?
I got an interesting one. I think that everyone might be a little no, I can't even say be shocked. I'm used to stuff like this by now. A woman married a rag doll and now has a baby.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, yeah. So Marivona Rocha, Maurice, has found her soulmate in a life-size doll she called her husband, and the pair have even um, did the do, and now are with child. The 37-year-old woman from Brazil and her mom found and named the doll Marcelo after she complained about being single for so long and not having anybody to dance with. Little did she realize it would be love at first sight when they first came across it just a few months ago. After dating for 6 months, she discovered that she was pregnant. She discovered that she was pregnant, and they decided to tie the knot before the young one came into the world. This wedding was attended by 250 people.
The young what? What?
Their young son. Unsurprisingly, the birth was painless.
I want to ask. Sorry, what?
Unsurprisingly, the birth was painless and only took about 35 minutes. It was a wonderful day and very emotional when they excitedly let little TK into the world and welcomed him into their family. Uh, Mary Vaughn said, "He doesn't fight with me. He doesn't argue with me. He just understands. Marcelo is a great and faithful husband. He is such a wonderful man, and all women envy my situation. When my mom made Marcelo and first introduced me to him, I fell in love with him at first sight. Now that we are together and we have a little one to look after, things could never be more perfect. The wedding, the wedding day is the second most precious day that we ever had outside of welcoming our son into the world." It goes on to say that they have been in wedded bliss for the last 9 months, and they're trying to they're shooting to have another three children before the end of the year.
It's possible, isn't it? It's possible. Before the end of the year.
So I got to
So-
send you guys the pictures because it's incredible. It almost reminds me about the young lady with her toy plane / husband. But either way, my question to you is, how far will you go to fill a slot into your happiness? Like literally creating your own soulmate, or whatever you want to call it. Like, is that something that is starting, because I'm starting to see it more and more. Like, how far will you go to fill that empty void in your life? That's my question.
Not that far.
Uh,
Not that far.
yeah.
Not that far that I'm gonna wake up and what? And you put your so I put this ragdoll girlfriend in the washing machine, as opposed to you go in the shower. You know what
I don't know.
How is the dog able to?
How did she get? How did the wife get pregnant?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I mean, if you put too much thought into that, Easy, I'm going to be concerned for you. You know how she got pregnant.
Oh, she must have used Star. Skipping up that ragdoll.
Right. So, speaking of rag dolls, it made me think about this. A few weeks ago, I don't know, last month at some point, I was in Texas for work. And does everyone know who Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy is? It's an old school like rag doll.
Yeah, the dolls.
Yeah. I didn't know if anybody. So this just, I'll see if I can pull up a photo of them while I'm telling you. Anyway, I was rear-ended on the interstate, in a truck. So, yeah.
Hey, whatever rocks your world, bro. Whatever rocks your world.
Did you get his name
yeah.
or
So
her name?
yeah, hold on just a second, and I'm gonna let me do this. There it is. So can you see this? That's what Raggedy Ann looked like. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What Raggedy Andy?
Yeah. Well, Raggedy Andy just looks like a guy. I mean, it's like a male version of this. So anyway, so this girl ran in the back of the truck I was driving, and so I get out and I go and I walk back to her vehicle, and she sticks her head out the window. She goes, "Did I hit you?" And I said, yeah, you did. And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she gets out of the car, and she was dressed like Raggedy Ann. Like my first thought was like, what the hell is going on here? And then it was that, I mean, she was very young, very, very young. But anyway, I got her information or whatever, and then I looked at the date on her license, and she was 19 years old, but she was fully dressed 100% like Raggedy Ann, and I don't understand that for the life of me. So
he can explain all
It's
that.
Texas, Joey.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess it is. Yeah. So
It's Texas.
yeah. Anyway,
It's Texas. You can use that for pretty much anything you see there. If there's somebody walking a kangaroo on a leash, it's Texas.
yeah.
You know, if the mosquito is bigger than the dog, it's Texas. Like, honestly, like, I don't know. That's all I can say. It's Texas.
So I'm gonna see if I can pull up this photo that Big T he sent the photo,
The lovely
here.
couple.
Yeah, and so give me just a second here, and let me get it pulled up. Come on.
Is mail order bride still a thing? Do like people still do that?
You know, I mean, you used to hear about that all the time, like Russian mail order brides, but I don't know. You know, with everything going on with Russia, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, because that's what it makes me think about. Like, there's like arranged marriages, there's mail order brides. It's people who make like marriage pacts, but
No.
you start hearing more and more people marrying
jeez.
or finding love in inanimate things. Yeah, there they go. At least you know.
Why? It just begs the question, why?
Yeah. I mean, to go to that wedding, I don't know.
Yeah, Big T, you need to tell your cousin quit playing around.
My cousin?
You need to tell your cousin quit playing around.
So you think I was part of the 250 that attended this wedding?
I mean, hey, look, if it's an open bar, maybe, I don't know.
Now, if it was my friend, and I knew within sound mind it was a good reason for me going to this wedding, I would attend. But I don't think any of my friends would go through with something like that, is all I'm saying. Unless they're like in full support of someone having a psychotic, episode or something.
Yeah.
That's their coping mechanism. I'm not against that, helping somebody through a traumatic thing. But if they're within sound mind and they're just doing it because whatever, then I'm like Homer. I'm going to slowly back into the bushes and give a thumbs up.
Is it possible to be of sound mind and to do something like that?
Yeah, yeah, because you're doing it for a reason. You're not doing it because you're not aware of what it actually means. So it's like that's like when somebody decides to beat their car down with a bat. They know it's messed up, but they're doing it for a reason.
They do what with the bat?
Someone beats their car down with a bat.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, that's when they're angry or something like that. But no.
Yeah.
No. Nothing that makes someone do that and convince me that they got sound mind.
No, I'm saying like that it's gonna be it's a bad thing. Like you're destroying your own vehicle. You know what I mean? But you do it anyway.
Woman marrying the raggedy doll. That's what I'm talking about. the man getting at his car with a bat. Yeah, if you're angry, you might end up doing silly things like that. But to arrange a marriage, invite 200 people, get married to a rag doll, that's
Get
not
pregnant.
that's not among the
No,
madness.
that's not somebody in sound mind. It's just like the lady who married herself and then divorced herself 3 months later when she she found her soulmate. Come on now.
You said that if your friend was getting married to one of those regular doll, and if he was of sound mind, then you would go. So I'm just saying, if your friend's marrying a doll, no matter what he tells you, he's not of sound mind. Tell me to convince me that he's of sound. So if anyone get easy if you're thinking of marrying a rag doll, I'm not coming, bro. I don't care what you tell me. I'm not coming.
Okay. So how do you know it's not a part of some plan that he has going on? You know, you could be messing up his plan to earn billions of dollars in the next 6 months because you were the 249 person that didn't make it 250 is all I'm saying.
There's a method. There's a method in Big T's madness there, you know. There's a method in his madness.
All I'm saying is you never know. Now, if you know that this person might be going through something, that's different. But if they, obviously wouldn't do something like that without a good reason, you just never know. Like if I, and I'm saying that I am, decided to do that and I invited you guys, obviously I'm gonna let you know behind closed doors the reason why. I'm not going to put it out to everybody else because I trust you guys. You know what I mean? Somebody else might be.
Either way, the invite will get lost in the post.
Well, easy. You just lost your cut of the inheritance. Is all I'm saying.
Okay, look. You know what? Seeing as Joey brought up Texas, I was actually going to bring this up later, but. I'll drop it in now. Sorry, guys. T and Joey.
What's that?
It's the alphabetical.
Say again.
Sorry. Karen. I apologize.
Yeah. Joey, you mentioned you did touch on Texas there, and I was actually going to bring it up later. So I thought let's just carry on the Texas thing for a split second. And obviously, again, T and Joey. Usually, it's André that niggles you with regards to gun questions on firearm. Yeah. Okay, so here's one. So in the wake of the Robb Elementary School shooting, many Americans are asking whether gun laws in Texas and the US need to be tightened. Texas recently weakened their gun laws last year, according to the Washington Post, which allows Texans the right to walk around with firearms, even if they have no formal training. But do you know that in Texas, it is illegal to own more than 6 dildos?
Well, that's just. You gotta save some. You gotta save some for somebody else. Come on.
You in Texas, you cannot own more than 6 dildos.
Well, but at most, I don't know. 6 sounds like a good number. At most, you could use 3 at a time. So while those are being washed, and you got another 3 for backup. I don't get what the problem is with that. Anything more than 6 is just an embarrassment of riches. That's just.
I think it has something to do with that dildo massacre back in 2008, Joey.
It probably does.
T. Now I'm glad you said that because one of my questions, T, was there some sort of death by dildo crime wave in Texas that we didn't hear about?
Well, I think what it is the dildo law is a pro woman law. Because if you look around on the internet, you can find plenty of videos of women getting beat up with dildos. There's plenty of stuff out
there. There's men who get beat with dildos too. Have you ever seen the movie Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
Actually, yes.
Yeah, remember that guy beat that guy to death because he ran a sex toy company, and I guess he shorted him some money or something.
That's a movie. The videos I'm talking about, I think they're reality TV. So
based on true stories, I'm pretty sure that goes around the UK.
Why is it?
What was that?
Why
I
is it only, why is it 6? Why is the limit 6? Why is the limit 6? Is it because, like, the seventh day being a day of rest, or what?
No,
Huh?
it could be.
What
It
are we
could be
talking about
actually.
here?
I hadn't thought about that. Yes, it
You know
could
what I mean?
be.
The religious aspects.
And these Texans, they like their gun cabinets. Okay, they like their gun cabinets. So do they have these like ornate style cabinets for their selection of accoutrement, battery operated accoutrement?
Yeah.
And you don't have to give the guns nicknames.
Well,
So I call this one Stevie Wonder because he's my master blaster. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about.
I thought it would be called Stevie Wonder because it's blind and shakes back and forth a lot. So I just but correct me if I'm wrong, but you said something about battery operated. Isn't that a different? I mean, I thought dildos were not battery operated. Anything that was battery operated was considered a vibrator.
Joey, 2021 2022 should have opened your eyes to all possibilities when it comes to these toys.
I just thought that I thought the inanimate stuff was called dildos, and anything battery operated had a different category. So
easy. Now that I think about it, you can't hide a gun like you can hide a dildo. So,
not if you're not trying hard enough. If that's the case,
you can't hide an assault rifle, but you can hide a 12-inch monster. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe a cop got surprised. Maybe a cop got surprised at a situation where he pulled one out and almost got beat to death. Like that's something scary. So, if maybe the guy he stopped the first 6, but the 7th one is what got him. He probably got him in the eye or hit him in the lip, and he was just like, "Yeah, we got to cut these bangs back like to 6."
Oh,
you know
God.
what? I watch a program called The First 48. A very interesting crime program from America.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what. Stop watching it. If I see a camera pan round and there's a dildo on the ground and it's got a CSI chalk line around it, that's when I will stop watching that program.
Wouldn't that go in the evidence bag? Because you only put chalk around victims and evidence. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't
Well, by
know.
the way, but
Think about it. Like imagine being a juror and the prosecution brings out exhibit A and it's like this 9-inch dildo and the defendant is sitting there like, yeah, I beat him with it. He almost killed me, or something like, oh, I was defending my sister and this is the only weapon I could find. You know what I mean? Like that could have saved someone's life. You can't just be putting the blame on dildos like that. They
all the time.
T. It's a dildo, not a defibrillator.
Okay. But guns don't kill people. People do. It's the same thing with dildos.
There we go. There it is.
Yeah, but I've never heard dildos killing people.
It happens.
Dildos
It
don't
happens.
kill people.
Okay, and one gets lodged in the throat, it can't be removed, or like it's not enough saliva. Accidents happen.
I've never understood someone willfully putting a dildo in their mouth. What do you get out of that? I've never understood that.
Oh man,
here we go. Here we go.
No, the lesbian communities for some reason, when they hook their little harness up, they get some type of thrill out of penis envy is the way I see it. Like for them, it's like, yeah, I can finally do this, even though they'll never know the feeling. But it's like a mental thing for them, or like a phantom touch almost. You know what I mean? And yeah, maybe one unhooks and gets down there. Those can be dangerous if you don't know what they're doing. Trust me, I got experience, and I'm not talking about with a dildo.
Just somebody. Oh, okay. I'm glad you clarified that. I was gonna say, who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Yeah. Yeah, you seem to be talking from like like you had a whole heap of experience.
Yeah. You're
No,
amongst
not
friends.
from that side.
Well, as my former co-host said one
So
time,
listen,
if you've never had your prostate milked, you don't know what you're missing. So
See, the thing about it is, I want to Google why there's only a 6-person dildo law in Texas, but I don't want that on my Google search history. Like, what if my employer checks out my Google search history? Like,
hey,
that's
you gotta go private
you mean
browsing on
T?
that so it don't store it.
T, everything you bring up. Yeah, T, everything you bring up. I think the Google, the dildo search will be the least of your problems.
I'm just saying, like, I have questions, and only certain people can give me those answers. Is all I'm saying.
So let's see. I don't mind.
You got
I don't. Hold on a
Joey,
minute. Hold on a
Joey.
minute. I don't mind Googling it here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yes, you read that correctly. The Lone Star State, called by Republicans one of the states where citizens have more freedoms and civil rights because people can buy unlimited guns, has a law that makes it illegal for a person to own 6 or more dildos. Section 43.23, obscenity of the Texas Penal Code considers a felon a person commits an offense if, knowing its content and character, he wholesale promotes or possesses the intent to wholesale promote any obscene material or obscene device. And then under provision F, a person who possesses 6 or more obscene devices or identical or similar obscene articles is presumed to possess them with intent to promote the same. Texas Penal Code understands that an obscene device means a device including a dildo or artificial vagina designed or marketed as useful primarily for the stimulation of human genital organs. So because the law considers dildos obscene and a person who owns more than 6 obscene devices is committing a criminal offense, therefore owning 6 dildos or fake vaginas is considered illegal.
So I can rent or lease all of the sex toys I want as long as I don't own them. What type of crap
You
is
can,
that?
but you're going to have to rent or lease them from more than 6 different places because those places aren't allowed to own more than 6. So, yeah, I guess. I don't know. It says Mississippi, Alabama, and Virginia also have similar laws that forbid the possession of multiple sex devices. Yeah,
And these are all penal code violations.
I guess so. Yes. Yeah.
I guess is having 7 is having 7 of them cheating.
What was that?
You'll have to take an oral test on the penal code in order to answer that.
Oh God.
Oh, man. Joey, what have you got for us, sir?
All right. So, are you interested in hunting pythons in Florida this summer? Anyone?
No.
There's someone has tips for you. So, starting later this summer, hundreds of hunters will disperse across Florida's Everglades. Their target is an apex predator known to grow up to 18 feet that hunts animals as large as alligators and sometimes as small as a wood rat. The hunters are going after the Burmese python, one of the largest species of snakes and a major nuisance to Florida's wildlife. It's native to South Asia, and they were first introduced to Florida in the late 70s, and they've reproduced at an astronomical level ever since. So starting on August 5th and continuing for 10 days, hunters, both professional and beginner, will fan out in South Florida to humanely capture and kill these snakes for the state's annual Python Challenge. Registration for the challenge opened last week, and anyone interested in competing must first register and take a required online training that covers humane killing methods and ways to identify these snakes. This is an attempt to restore some balance to the ecosystem in Florida. So anyway, yeah, supposedly these snakes are actually a very big nuisance in Florida because they just kill everything. So I don't know. Anyway,
So did they kill all the deer in Florida, and now it's just they found something else?
No, I
to
think
hunt in abundance.
I think some of these snakes are killing the deer, but but yeah, supposedly these snakes are pretty rough. Honestly, killing a lot of stuff and really throwing off the balance of the ecosystem down there in South Florida.
Ecosystem.
So, yep.
So
Yeah.
how are they shooting it? What are they?
I don't know. They just have to do it humanely. I love it says they humanely capture and kill, which is funny. I don't know how they'll do it. I don't know. I'm not interested. Like, I'm not scared of snakes, but I'm not interested. I'm not interested in going after snakes that can be 18 feet long.
So, I don't see what's so humane about clubbing something to death. 'Cause that's what I would do if I came across a snake that big.
I mean, capture.
Do what?
Say that again, Andre.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that we're talking about capturing or clubbing. Nobody's going to be clubbing 18-foot snakes. I'm assuming you just shoot them from a distance, don't you?
Oh, I don't know. I bet you. I mean, there's some crazy people in Florida. There's anytime you hear a crazy news story, you can answer it one of two ways. It's either from Florida or from Germany. It's one or the other. So, yeah, that's why we have there's the cliche joke Florida man. All those crazy news stories from Florida start out with Florida man. Florida man runs nude into a courtroom and throws feces on the wall or whatever. I mean, it's just crazy stuff like that.
Yeah, Florida is like that cousin that everyone ignores at the cookout, because he's a little touched in the head,
Yeah.
It's like that kind of, kind of like how we do Andre sometimes,
Well, well, that's in the South. We would like to think that Florida's not a southern state, but I don't know. We can't help it. I don't know. Maybe Florida's northern Cuba for us. I don't know.
Northern Cuba.
Yeah.
Hey, don't knock Cuba. Don't knock Cuba.
Soul TV, you say it's legal to own more than 6 pythons, though, and no one ever choked on a python.
I think you'll find they have. I think you'll find they have. I beg to differ on that one.
Yeah, you have to tell us where that video is, Easy.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You're breaking up, Keith. You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
You either got to practice or you got to learn how to chew your food. Either way, you got to slow down.
All right.
Good Lord.
Who's that? Andre.
All right. Anyone seen Cool Hand Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Never saw it.
What about you, Easy?
Yeah.
Paul Newman.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right, Paul Newman. Okay, so wait a minute. This guy tried to mimic Paul Newman. A Dutchman had been rushed to hospital after stuffing 15 hard-boiled eggs. Anyone here think they could do better than that?
He ate 15 hard-boiled eggs. Is that what you said?
Or did he just put them in his mouth?
No, it just said that he stuffed 15 hard-boiled eggs. After stuffing
you get 15 eggs in your mouth.
Well, hold on a minute. Is he in Texas? Because that tells us if what he's doing is illegal or not. So
it doesn't say where he stuffed them.
Right.
Let me carry on. Yeah. Anyway, this guy stuffed 15 hard-boiled eggs in his rectum.
Of course.
So
you said a Dutchman did this?
Yeah, a Dutchman, yeah. Yep.
Well, they'll do anything to beat Lewis Hamilton now, won't they?
So why do you stuff him in his pocket?
He did stuff it in his pocket. He's not the pocket you're thinking.
The old flesh wallet.
When the eggs were ready, he peeled and inserted. Later that evening, the man began feeling stomach pains and went to his local hospital. The laparotomy, a surgical procedure involving a large incision through the abdomen wall to gain access into the abdomen cavity, was performed successfully. And the headline was, "Man wedges 15 Easter eggs in badly hatched plan."
Oh,
Good
God.
Lord.
Oh,
So, yeah, my question was going to be, any of you think you could beat that? But
My question was this for Guinness, like the Guinness World Record?
He
No,
said Dutch, not Irish.
Wow.
Pleasure. Although he may well have used the excuse if you thought about it. But,
I mean, was 15 too much? Should he have stopped at 12? I mean, I'm just saying, if he's going for pleasure, maybe he was just like, I don't know, feeling euphoric at once he got past 14 and just passed out.
Well, maybe he was going for that, and he was like, "Well, the first one." And there's, "Well, that didn't do anything. Let's try one more." And that didn't. Surely if I get 15, it'll feel good.
I'm assuming at 15 it started to feel a little uncomfortable. So he thought,
You think it didn't start to feel uncomfortable until 15?
It sounded like he was trying to
Andre,
replace something that used to go there.
Andre, you're a tad adventurous, aren't you, my man?
No, that's what I was gonna say.
Baby.
sharing everything, innit?
Maybe I don't want to visit you after all. How small are the eggs in England? Jesus.
Go to the ostrich farm.
Oh man.
oh God.
Crazy what we did.
It might be some.
No excuse for that story.
There we go.
There's your daily dad joke.
Brilliant.
Tracy Alder says, "That's my Joey of the Lewis Hamilton crack." So TV says an older lady on a Florida golf course fell into a pond and was pulled down by 2 alligators. In a golf,
Yep.
hold on.
Yeah, that was this weekend.
Yeah, that sounds like a typical Florida story.
Yeah, down in Florida.
Yeah.
Down in Florida on the golf courses, the water. They'll have alligators in the water sometimes. So if you hit a ball in the water, you might as well just leave it there. So
might as well.
Oh, Lord.
yeah.
Andre, don't you partake?
Yeah, I do. But I've never come across any crocs. No.
I've never played golf and seen an alligator. Like I've played golf, but not seen an alligator there. So, and I've played in Florida too. So I've never seen an alligator.
So let me ask everyone this question. Let's say an incident happened where a gator or whatever made it into your pool or something and grabbed your kid. Are you going to fight this thing off of your kid, or are you going to try again with another one?
Oh, I can't have kids anymore, so I'm probably gonna get a gun out and start shooting.
See, I ain't got no gun, man. I'm gonna your finger in the eye.
If I was in Texas, I'll pelt it with the dildos.
I think Easy just admitted he owns dildos.
They obviously seem to be deadly weapons. I said.
I mean, I'm going to fight the gator off, me personally. It's just like a natural instinct for me. I don't know.
I think, yeah.
I'll probably just drain the pool.
Was it?
Drain the pool.
Yeah, but I mean, your kid's still being attacked.
Hey,
You know what I'm
me too.
saying? My thing is to save the kid.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, my kids are all adults. I'm not responsible for them anymore.
Yep, that's true. Yep, I go along with that one, Joey. I go along with that one. Yep.
Yeah.
Of course, T, you have to jump in. You're gonna have to jump in. You're not gonna be happy about it, but we're gonna have to jump in.
Yeah, I guess it also depends on the kid too, because you're not supposed to say this, but some parents have favorites. Is all I'm saying.
T. What T said.
T, oh,
All
T.
right.
T,
Oh,
what's your story? What's your story, sir?
I came across something interesting, and I think it's right up my alley as well. Um,
Oh God.
so have you ever been to a funeral where someone told the truth in an obituary?
Oh, you're taking one of mine. Oh man. All right.
I thought this might happen. I thought this might happen. I actually thought this might happen.
T.
Have you got a backup, Joey?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. So the title of this story is "Florida Man Pulls No Punches and His Brutal Obituary for His Father." Um, Typically on these days, a person's supposed to say something good about the dead, but in the case of Lawrence Pfaff Sr., the tone of his obituary seemed good thing. Good thing. The tone of the title of his obituary was "Good thing he's dead." He went he went on to say in his obituary that Pfaff, his father, is survived by his three children, no four. Oops, five children. Well, as of 2022, we believe there's one more that we know about, but there could be more. I'm not sure. His love was abandonment when it came to himself. Oh no, his love was abundant when it came to himself, but for his children, it was limited. From a young age, he was a ladies' man and an abusive alcoholic, solidifying his commitment to both with the path of destruction he left behind, damaging his adult children and leaving them broken. The obit the obit says Faf spent more than 20 years working for New York City Police Department, but because of his alcohol addiction, his commanding officer took away his gun and badge, replacing them with a broom until he could act till he got his act together. So the spokesperson for the NYPD did not immediately respond to the Huff's Post, said that Fav, who was 58, also wrote that his father's hobbies included abusing his first wife and that he possesses no redeeming qualities for his children, including the ones he knew and the ones he knew nothing about. He also told the Times Union that his dad left the family when he was 9, had several more children with various women, and abandoned them as well. In fact, Faf has only been able to connect with many of his brothers and sisters by doing DNA research. Faf Jr. told the First Coast News that he actually started writing the obit a year ago while his father was still alive as a way to really cleanse himself of everything he put him through in life. He then sat he then sat in peace until his dad died on June 27th. Um, he also said that he reached out to thank him for being honest about his deceased parents and got a call from somebody in St. Augustine that found me and said that he was posting the story, and he also mentioned that um, as a result of your story and hearing everything that your father had been through, it seems like we might be related as well. All I'm saying is, out of all this, I don't consider that to be petty, but it was the wrong time to get how you felt about your family off your chest. And I've been to some funerals where people let it all hang out, but this thing went public. Like it was in the New York City newspaper, and it made it to the front. You know what I mean? Obits usually go in the back, so I don't. I
Yep,
mean,
yep.
that's something I would do honestly, if I was that type of person. But man, like it's certain ways that you get things off your chest. But I don't think it should be in someone's obituary. You should just say it in front of people. You know what I mean? Like that's not how you should be remembered on paper. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Why? But why? If you were that way, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Well, my
Yeah,
thought is,
Because
exactly. I disagree. I agree.
go ahead, Andre.
Go on, Andre.
my thought was, if that's the way he thought, did he make that clear to his own man?
Yeah.
Because in other words, I would have got all that off my chest probably before he passed. And I'm assuming putting that in the obituary that I don't know if he's got any other family, but that might be upsetting to others. That's my point. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really affect the guy because he's dead, but it might affect others. So I just think that, as you said, I'm just not sure if that was, there might have been other things he could have done. First and foremost, let your man know exactly how he felt before he passed.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
I
he
agree,
still
I agree
couldn't
with
beat
you.
him. Yeah. Maybe he was still an abusive alcoholic even in his old age, and he still
Well,
couldn't whoop him. So he was like, "I'll teach him."
how was this guy? I mean, he must have been at an age. If he's at an age to do something like that, I'm assuming he's a grown man. And if he's a grown man, good God.
Yeah,
And
but
he's old.
those mental hangups and those everything that he went through, that doesn't go away, just because the person dies or you get older. He probably never really got help for it. That's why he decided to lash out via his obituary.
Okay, yeah, there. Oh, I agree with that. Yeah, he's struggling. Maybe he needs to what is it that you guys do? It? Counseling. He needs counseling.
Possibly.
Dr. Phil.
I just would have punched him in the face, in the casket, just let it all out in one shot, I would have said all that nice stuff and waited for everybody to turn their back. But when it was just me and him, I'm gonna hit him as hard as I can for right hook. And say, take care in the next life. You know what I mean?
So just see it now, man.
Oh, you wouldn't see it. I just had to tell you about it. Like, next time we go for a visit, tell them to open it up. Look at his right eye. That was me. Yeah. So I mean, do you think he was wrong?
Have we got time for, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, Easy. Do you think he was wrong for letting it out in the obituary?
Do you know what? Listen, he obviously had his reasons, and he obviously bothered him that much that he had to unleash and let everyone know that the guy was a bit of a, for want of a better word, a bastard, and that's how he chose to do it. Who knows what he went through? I mean, the obituary doesn't tell you exactly what the guy done, but the son felt aggrieved, felt for his mum, the whole works. So yeah, the way he thought the way he wanted to unleash, like you said, some people would just go punch up a dead man in the casket. Some people would just spin him over and fill him up with eggs. Whatever.
Oh man.
Oh. All right. Well, let's go to break.
Do we have time for?
Well, I was gonna say let's go to break, and then we can come back, and it'll be your turn.
And we are back. We are back with the views on the news, and it's my turn. Okay, so let me ask a question quickly, guys. Has anyone got a bucket list?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is there anything on there that you could tell us? What? Just give us a title of what it is.
Skydiving.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's on mine for sure.
No, not me. No. My daughter wanted me to do that twice. I refused. She said to me, "You have to go down to a certain." Yeah. My daughter said to me about going skydiving. You got to come down to a certain weight, and I just said no problem. Staying as I
Oh, talk about that.
stay exactly at the weight I am. What about you? What about you, Joey? What you got?
Yeah. So, I have several things. I'd like to go watch a baseball game at Fenway Park.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's where the Boston Red
What about
Sox
you,
play
André?
baseball. Yeah.
I have to admit, I don't think I've got a bucket list, but I think yes, skydiving is something that I have thought that I would like to do. Bungee jumping, no way, but skydiving.
Oh, I've done bungee jumping. That's fun.
Oh no,
Have you?
no.
So you would
What about
you would
Roxanne?
Me, it's something like simple. A safari. I don't like things like zoos. I'd rather see like an animal in its natural habitat. So mine would be a safari.
Yeah.
So you want to be closer to the danger.
That's what I was gonna say. Roxanne wants to go where the animals can actually get you. You come down
Go to Florida.
That's what I was gonna say. You come to Florida in August, you can get down there real close.
Probably be cheaper too.
Yeah. So Andre,
So anyway, listen to this. Go on, Joey. Go on.
Well, I was gonna say, did you say you would skydive?
Yeah, I would skydive.
But you wouldn't bungee jump?
No, man.
I think that's stupid.
Yeah, with elastic band around my ankles, that's not working for me. That's not working for me. And not only that, bungee jumping. You skydive, you're out there, you jump. Bungee jumping, you jump, you go down, it brings you back up again, you're down again. I mean, that's like 4 or 5 jumps. Nah, no.
But you're way more likely to survive if that goes wrong than if skydiving goes wrong.
No. Hold on. When I do anything, I'm assuming everything's going to go fine. I don't do anything.
Okay, well then,
with the idea, well, if it doesn't work, and then I'm working at the odds of whether I'm going to make it or not. If I think for any reason anything's going to go wrong, I don't want to know. I'm not working.
Yeah, but nothing is 100%. Then, if that's the case, nothing's 100%.
Is when I jump, I'm not thinking, well, if it goes wrong, I've got more chances of living if it was a bungee jump. I'm not thinking like that. I'm not doing that. I'm not jumping nowhere with an elastic band around my ankle.
All right. Well, I mean, a bungee jump, you're going to be on the ground faster than skydiving.
Well, that's half the reason I'm concerned about it as well.
Joey.
Or something like
honestly, I would rather jump out of a perfectly good plane than to trust that elastic band on a bridge or catwalk or whatever. At least before I hit the ground, I'll be able to enjoy the free fall. I get to fly.
Yeah, but if you bungee jump, you go to one of those places where they have the big blow up thing under you. So if it doesn't work, you're going to land on the blow up thing.
You can do that with skydiving as well.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, you're skydiving from way up there. If that parachute doesn't open, you're hitting that blow up thing way too fast to be concerned about it.
By the time I do it, my life will be complete. I had my kids, I had my family, I got life insurance. It clearly was an accident, so they'll get paid, and I got to do what I wanted to do.
So would you guys ever do shark diving?
Do I look like I live in Florida?
Again, shark diving. You say shark.
Shark diving, yes.
You mean in the cage?
I mean either or. So in the cage, you would?
I'm more likely to do it in a cage.
See, again, for me, I don't like the whole idea. I'm underwater, and the only thing I've got is a little tube. I'm trying to breathe through.
No, you go in with the oxygen tank and everything in the cage, so you can breathe.
How are you breathing though?
You're breathing through the oxygen, but it's still an oxygen tank, so you don't have to worry about that.
That goes from the oxygen tank. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking a little breath through now. That's claustrophobic. That's not working for me either, to be honest.
Hey, Joey, you know what I think about when I see those? You know how they got those lobster traps that we do as as humans?
Sure.
It's like you're doing the work for the shark. Oh, thank you. Let me snap this line. I'll take this dinner with me.
I mean,
and I'll eat them later on.
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. It's not Jaws.
No. Yeah, I understand that, but I rather not put them in the advantage, no matter how protected I might feel. And this cage could be made out of antimonium. You know what I mean? Like something that's indestructible and obviously
Sure.
doesn't exist. All I'm saying is no, you know. And I don't have a fear of the water. I have a fear of something stupid happening to me, and it happens to me quite often. So I'm not going to, help the odds out that okay, the lock accidentally breaks. Here comes Jaws Jr.
But you'll
having-
skydive.
Yeah.
That's taking a
Because I
chance
can-
on something stupid happening.
Yeah, but I get to enjoy that. That's like a dream fulfillment. I get to actually free fall and fly and feel untethered.
You're not
from the
flying. You're
earth.
falling. You're not flying. You're falling.
I didn't say how I would jump out the sky. Is all I'm saying. Maybe I got on the squirrel suit. Maybe I had some practicing. Maybe this might have been the way I wanted to go out.
How do you practice? You got to practice by doing it before you've ever practiced. And that's
Walk to the bed.
I would shark dive in a minute.
Tethered.
It wouldn't take me no time to answer if somebody said you want to go shark diving, and I would maybe even do it without the cage. Maybe. So,
Joey, I'll say wonderful things at your funeral.
I just simply posed a question before I wanted to read that.
No, for sure. I mean, but that's
everyone just run off with this.
Yeah.
And dissecting this whole thing. So anyway,
just
go on, Roxanne.
something you need to say. Soul TV. Someone says Big T sounds like Denzel Washington. What do you say, Big T?
Thank you.
What?
I thought Big T looked like Denzel Washington. I thought he was a Denzel Washington lookalike. So
go on, T.
No comment, and I know what you're saying, Joey. I know what you're saying.
Get my hands off me.
Easy.
Okay, so residents of a nursing home were taken on a minibus to a drunken male strip show to fulfill a bucket list request, a court has been told. One resident complained about the trip the following morning after being shocked when a naked male stripper clambered over her wheelchair. Lisa Dolan, 48, said she had never been to a strip show before and had expected it to be just like the movie The Full Monty. But she told Dundee Sheriff Court she had to smack the young stripper on the bottom to get rid of him as he stood completely naked in front of her. She told the child of three carers she felt vulnerable and was shocked that the show was much more graphic than before. She said accused trio Caitlin Gibb, Shannon Briggs, and Samantha Brunton became happy during the evening and were seen buying drinks at the bar in Baxter's. Lisa said the trip had been organised by the Neuro Disability Centre in Dundee after a former resident put it on her bucket list of things to do. Gibb, 24, Briggs 22, Briggs 24, and Brunton 36, all from Dundee, denied the charge. All three are alleged to have ill-treated or willfully neglected two patients in their care by taking them out of the centre in the run-up to Christmas 2018. They have alleged to attended the disability centre while they were under influence of alcohol and taken these two ladies out. Sandra McGowan and stolen out. They have alleged to convey the two patients to an adult entertainment show at Baxter's and allowed them to consume alcohol from the bar without supervision. The accused are alleged to have consumed alcohol, failed to properly care for the duo. It allowed a naked male adult entertainer to sit on the knee of one woman while she was in a wheelchair. Lisa told the court, what I was expecting, what I'd seen on TV was expected to be the full Monty. So I did go thinking it would be like that, but it wasn't. He was Caitlin. Then all of a sudden she stood up. I didn't realize he was coming towards me. I was trying to push him away, but I couldn't because he came that quickly. That sounds wrong. Why would he be? Anyway. He put his leg over me and he was facing me and there wasn't a stitch on. He put his leg over the side of my chair and sat on my knee, which I didn't know was going to happen. I was actually shocked that happened. He had his full front in my face. I tried to put him away. I pushed his bum to get him away. I smacked his bum and he moved away. The next morning, I went and reported and said, I will never go to a strip club again. It was just not appropriate. She told the buoy bit drunk, but by the end of the evening, the three accused had not been looking after her in the club. She said to me like she's annoyed with the carers.
Jesus.
She sounds to me like she's annoyed with the carers. That's,
Roxanne.
was that right?
I said, old people in Dundee are boring. That'll be your list.
So where did this happen, Easy?
It's a city called Dundee. It's about 60, 70 miles from me. Yeah,
Okay,
it's about.
because I was about to say that
it's famous for a.
You know what? Your bandwidth looks very low. I can see it.
Yeah.
You cable easy.
Say again.
You're using cable. Every now and again, you go quiet. It's hard to hear you every now and again. I don't know if you're connected.
No, everything's fine. Everything is fine here.
Okay. All right.
No, yeah, the cable's in. Everything's fine. Everything's running fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, everything's running fine.
Okay.
yeah, because that doesn't happen at Chippendales.
Joey, what you got?
Like girls usually enjoy their time.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you say?
Are they still going, the Chippendales?
Oh yeah.
And how does Big T know?
How do you know? How do you know? Yeah, exactly. How do you know?
What? That body, the voice?
That women go to Chippendales. They talk about it all the time.
They still enjoy it.
That they still enjoy it.
Yeah.
They keep because they keep going. They like getting slapped in the face with it, I guess. I mean, you know.
Blunt force trauma.
as a former private dancer, you can get paid doing that. So of course, if you know what you're doing, the business is going to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
T, what do you just say?
Former.
What do you?
As a former dancer, who are we talking about? What? Big T, you?
Yeah.
Was that an admission?
In between the massages, this geezer, I tell you, there's nothing he can't do.
Is that T? Is that why you are known as Big T?
No, my dancer name was Muffin Top actually, and I did it for 6 months.
You are lying. Stop that.
So you said people like getting slapped in the face with it. So how many abuse
it's not abuse if you're doing it right, Joey. It's not abuse if you're doing it right.
How many people have filed charges against you?
Yeah, exactly. It's not abuse. You tell
None.
that to the judge. It's not abuse.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord.
First of all, you can't do it with your uncovered privates. You know, you got to have some type of cover.
Not in Texas, no.
Just like in certain gentlemen's clubs, the girls got to have pasties and guys got to have, you know, their version of pasties. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And then there's girls that pay for extra in the back. You know, so you know it's
guys. You pasting stuff on it? Jesus, man.
No. It's like a sock.
Tracy Older wants to know,
a sock.
How many faces did you slap it in?
6.
6.
Just the legal amount. Just the legal amount.
Yeah.
You know,
make it
Oh Lord. All right, so I've got one here. Mysterious hard object found inside a catfish. 2 Indiana fishermen got a secret surprise after one of them caught a blue catfish on the Ohio River last week. You should have seen the one that got away when Richard Kezar of Shelbyville, Indiana, took his friend John Hoop fishing on the Ohio River last week. The goal was for Hoop to land his first blue catfish, and he did. But the fish came out with a secret surprise. Anyone want to take a guess at what was inside?
Human body part.
They muted it, didn't
License plate.
All right. It says, we noticed when we got in the boat that his stomach was huge. At first, he assumed it was because eggs or maybe some wildlife the fish had eaten. It's common to find other fish, sometimes turtles, muskrats, and other animals inside the stomach. It wasn't until later in the day that he actually pressed down on the catfish's abdomen and felt two hard objects that he knew couldn't be eggs. When they returned to Kezar's home and cut open the fish, they discovered what was inside the fish's stomach: a foam ball, part of another fish, and a fairly large-sized dildo. Or as Kezar referred to it, the other object. I've got a photo I could show you if you want to see it, but I don't know if I should show it or not. But I do got.
If you must, you must.
I mean, okay, all right. Here we go.
Oh my Lord.
All right. That's enough of that. There's enough of that.
It wasn't quite
How big was this catfish then?
I don't know, but he said when it came out, my wife and I started laughing. My wife immediately covered my daughter's eyes and then turned her away from it.
The wife licked her lips. That's what the wife did. The wife licked her lips. That's what she did.
Meanwhile, he still has the other object, but probably not for much longer. He said, I don't have any use for it. So, okay.
And the wife has disappeared.
Yeah. So the man's like, hey, honey, have you seen that thing that we found inside the fish? I was going to throw it away. I can't find it. Like, nope, hadn't seen it. No.
Super worried.
I was gonna use it as a doorstop.
Use it as something. Oof. So yeah, people are all the time finding crazy stuff inside animals and fish when they catch them, but yeah, never heard that one before.
Jeez.
That was probably they said Indiana or Ohio, but it was probably in Texas where somebody knew they were breaking the law and had to get rid of one. So
yeah. Wait, quick, the police are at the door.
It's only one place we can hide it where we'll feel as though to be safe. You know what to do.
Throw that shit out there in the river, man.
From the pond.
Yeah. I mean, but what do you do? What do you do? You pull that out of a catfish. I mean, because I know a lot of guys that are put off by things like that. Like, especially if you I know plenty of guys, if you reached into the catfish and pulled that out, they would have immediately thrown it down. And feel like just touching it alone is going to make them gay. I mean,
especially you're with your mate. As soon as he pulls it out, you snap a picture of him. You could.
Well, but
but
I also have a very close friend that if either one of us caught that fish and pulled that out, we would immediately slap the other one in the face with it. The very first thing would happen. I would have done that to Steven in a heartbeat, and I know he would have done that to me. Yeah.
So I guess the question is, did he plan on eating this fish or stuffing it? Because
up until then, probably.
Yeah,
because if he was just going to, he said he always wanted to catch one, right? If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I assume that he wanted to keep it as a trophy.
Cat. I don't know anything about blue cat. If they're, if you eat them, if they taste good. I don't know anything about catfish. Are great. I love catfish, but I don't know anything about blue cat. So.
Yeah, because if I had a dream to catch one of those things, I'm not gonna let a little dildo stopping me from enjoying it. You know what I mean?
A
So-
little dildo. A little. Do I need to bring?
Is he ready?
Yeah, your binoculars are the wrong way around, mate. Your binoculars are the wrong way around.
Yeah.
Little dildo.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean,
I know
geez,
some savages. Easy is all.
calm,
I'm saying.
calm down there, muffin top. Jesus.
Jesus. I love it.
Oh man.
You can't let a little rain stop all the fun. Is all I'm saying.
Something that big. It's not a little rain.
Okay.
That's a
Oh
tornado.
my god.
I still want to know if he ate
Andre,
it
what
or
you got?
not. You know.
Yeah, they call that Godzilla. They call that
No,
Godzilla in
he's vegan.
Japan.
He is now a vegan.
Talk about this dude. He doesn't want to.
Good lord.
All right.
Yeah, that thing looked bigger than some of these people.
Yeah.
All right. Let me read one out. A woman who has not been named was at the top of Mount Walker in the Olympic National Forest, northwest of Seattle, using her phone whilst on a vault toilet when it slipped from her hand and fell in. A vault toilet is a non-flush toilet which is constructed with a vault or sealed container that is buried deep down in the ground.
Yeah, we call them porta potties here.
All right. Okay.
Okay. The woman aged in her 40s managed to take the toilet seat off and used dog leads to try and get the phone.
Hold on.
When this didn't work, she used the leads to tie herself to the toilet as she reached for it. But this resulted in her falling in head first. Yet the woman tried to get out for 10 to 15 minutes as she was on her own. She then called 911 after being reunited with her phone down the toilet. Firefighters passed her blocks to stand on to reach a harness when they arrived and pull her out of the vault. After being walked down, the department said she was strongly encouraged to seek medical attention after being exposed to human waste. But apart from looking a little flushed, she was free to go home.
But was she at R. Kelly's house? Good lord.
Damn.
Okay. Did the dog get any counseling?
Yeah, there was no mention of the dog. I don't know what she do with a dog lead, but who knows? Maybe that.
Exactly. I'm assuming there was a dog along with his dog lead. So did the dog get counseling? Because
Of a dog.
you know, what I mean,
Dog, man.
How
So,
do you,
it's time for
man.
it to you, because obviously you got your
Yeah.
contacts, you got all those important stuff in it. Your pictures of your.
It's not that important. It's not that important.
yeah, that's the thing. I'm not sure if I would reach in there after it or not. Like, I'm not worried about germs or anything like that. I just that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. But I don't know if I would reach in and get that or not. I don't
Well,
know.
if you're not worried about germs, why would you not reach and get it?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would I not?
If
It's
you're not worried about germs, why would you not?
the germs is not the thing. It just that, and I don't get grossed out very easily, but that feels gross. Not like gross like I'm gonna get sick. Just gross like I don't want to be a part of it. Like all my kids are grown, so I don't change diapers anymore. Like when my niece, when she was a baby and she stayed here, this is the first thing I said to my sister was like, "You better hope my wife is going to change that diaper because I'm not going to." Like I don't do. I've raised my kids. I'm not changing diapers anymore. So the next diaper I change
Joe,
will
you
be
sound
my.
like my mum. You
Well, the
sound
next
like my
diaper,
mum.
the next diaper I change will either be my own or my wife's. I won't be. It won't be. Yeah, I'm just not doing it.
I'm sorry.
I haven't changed nappy yet. Have you? Haven't you?
Yeah.
I think everybody has.
Yeah.
Everybody has. I'm still trying to dodge
Yeah.
that bullet.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but if
You're
I'm
doing
broke,
well. You're doing well.
if I'm broke and I can't replace my phone, I'm going in after it. I'm sorry, like it's just going to be a secret between me and the shower that I don't tell anybody. But like, but I guess she wasn't in the position to not really do that, Joey. Like,
Yeah, I
you
mean, I
gotta
don't
understand.
I don't like spending money, so would I go in after it? Probably I would, because I don't have to pay for another phone. But I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know. That's a strange one.
What if it was your kid that fell into the porta potty?
I will
Like an actual
revert back
baby?
to
Listen,
revert back to an alligator attacking my kids. My kids are grown; they fend for themselves now. I wouldn't be in
Andre,
the porta potty
that
with the
phone is
kids.
lost.
Yeah, that phone is lost.
All right.
Andre,
Okay.
that phone is lost. Lost. That phone is lost to me. Lost.
So would you go in after it, Andre?
I'll be cursing.
I've got this.
No.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what?
Oh.
I remember my kids bought me a pair of flip flops, remember? And they were brand new. And I stepped outside and I stepped in through. And I flung them. I dumped them. And they were bad. Expensive. They were expensive.
Yeah.
And the kids were so upset that I think it was you. Somebody picked them up and cleaned them. But I can't deal with that stuff. I cannot deal with that stuff. I'm always talking about like a big dog. I couldn't have a dog. I couldn't be walking a dog because if he poos, I cannot be picking up a lump of poo.
Well, they make those little contraptions now that you just stick it down and squeeze it in the thing, and it scoops it up for you, and then you just dump it. You never have to touch it.
Scooper. Yeah.
So you know the robot vacuum cleaner things, like the Roombas or whatever.
The Roomba.
Yeah.
So I couldn't smell it.
Your Roomba, yeah.
So we have one of those upstairs, and we had it running one day, and I didn't realize this, but our little dog had went into the dining room and pooped in the floor, and the Roomba ran over it and just like smeared every. I had to take that Roomba apart and clean every little piece of that Roomba out. I've got a pretty strong constitution. Like nothing really makes me gag or feel like I'm going to get sick. And I was the whole time I'm over the sink going, ah! The whole time it was to what?
How much are they? How much are they? Because I would just dump that. How much are they?
I want to say like we got ours on sale and it was like, I don't know, $200, $300, something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting one actually.
That's not a fun one. They're great. They're great. If you use them, they're great. Yes. Unless you got a dog pooping in the floor and you don't know.
Ridiculous.
Oh man. Big T, what have you got for us?
Oh man, I got an interesting one that I think since Andre actually took one of my stories, I'll move on to my next one, and it kind of goes with the themes of the conversation we've been having lately.
You took Joey's, and Andre took one of yours.
Yeah, that's symmetry. Yeah, but it says man facing prison after accidentally killing his partner with something. Can anybody guess what he did? What he used?
A dildo.
A dildo, of course.
Close, but no cigar.
Vibrator, because Joey already told us.
It must have been a gun then. A gun.
A fleshlight.
Close in ballpark.
A sex doll.
A rag doll.
No, it was actually a cucumber.
Oh, close. Close. That's close.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was in the ballpark of
ballpark. Ballpark's not even the same sport. It's just ballpark.
All right, so
obviously, yeah.
a man is facing up to 5 years in prison after a woman choked to death on a mushy cucumber that they were using as a sex toy. Oliver D., a 46-year-old German man, invited his mistress to his apartment while his wife and daughter were both out of town. The report says. Let me see. Get out of the way. It says that while tying her down and getting the accoutrements ready, the young lady who went by the name of Franz asked if he could prepare her usual, and the usual happened to be a cold, rather large cucumber. As he slid it down her throat and decided to go get the whipped cream like they usually did when they were alone, he took a phone call and forgot that he.
Wow.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, and forgot he had her tied up upstairs, waiting for her adjustment. In the process, she ended up turning blue in the face, and he came back to find out that she had lost consciousness during his phone call. He quickly removed the restraints and the object from her throat, trying to save her life. But by the time the EMTs got there, it was too late. The EMTs described the situation as very worrisome, as a man with a leather gilt suit with assless chaps came to the door in a panic. In a panic, and then he had to follow him up the stairs while looking at his rear end. All I'm saying is, when I hear the stuff like this, is it too much to ask to at least be careful when it comes to restraining somebody and leaving them tied up? Because like all this could have been prevented if he had just, I guess maybe he worked too hard, because he did take a work phone call and he just forgot all about his his lady friend upstairs who was apparently choking to death.
It could have been if he had a machine.
You said it could have been what?
It would have been if it had an answer machine. But part of me thinks that it could have been the perfect crime. It's just like an insurance job. Killer, claim the insurance, move on.
Perfect crime. How's that be perfect crime? But Joey's saying, yeah. What do you mean, yeah?
No, I'm just saying, I mean, but it makes what he's saying. It makes sense. What he's saying that makes. Yeah, I could see somebody doing that, killing.
It kind of.
I missed it.
Perfect crime. It seems innocent, right? I mean, you're messing around. Somebody gets choked out. Somebody forgot the safe word.
Yeah.
So
took a phone call.
But he got 5 years. Like, if he got no time, I think it would be perfect.
Exactly.
So it was kind of.
I mean, but wait a minute, hold on. If it's an insurance crime and you got a couple $1 million on that, you do 5 years, fine. You get out in 3 for good behavior, and then you got all that money.
Oh, so you mean like if they were married and he wanted to get divorced without losing half?
Well, not just that, but I'm just saying the life insurance claim. I mean, people kill each other for life insurance all the time. I mean.
I don't know, man. I just like,
if I die, my wife has it made. Like, as far as like the money she gets will pay off everything. She'll be scot free. So, it's good.
What about the kids?
Don't worry, Joey. If you die strangely, we'll come and investigate for you.
Yeah, I thank you, because someone needs to.
We won't let that case get cold.
Well, that's gonna say, if you hear about me choking on a cucumber and I wasn't at a restaurant, then you need to come investigate.
Joey, I'm gonna tell you right now, the case will be the least of my worries. It's your past and your secrets that I'm going to be researching. Who is this guy off camera? Who is the real Joey? That's going to be my question. Yeah. Because I'm just now hearing about this cucumber thing. I know about the pup play thing and the furry thing. But
that's why I said if you hear about me choking on one, and if I wasn't at a restaurant where I choked on one, then you need to investigate, because something fishy's going on.
No, so Joey, I don't know. You can naturally assume that it's under suspicious circumstances if you are found in your house with a cucumber. I don't think. Yeah, it's suspicious. Yes. For us to say that it's suspicious, I think that could be.
Hey, Joey.
You think it's just Wednesday?
Hey, Joey, how often do you choke on cucumbers at
restaurants? I don't. That's why I'm saying, if I'm not somewhere where I would be eating a cucumber, then you know it's suspicious. That's the point.
Sorry, Joey. I don't
That's
know.
the point.
You can jump for me to make it. I can't make that assumption. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know what I'm telling you.
You can be open and honest with us. I'm just asking,
It's the cucumber.
This is-
If I'm choking on a cucumber, you know it's a problem. If it's a gourd, forget about it. Don't worry about it. That's legit. But cucumber.
Wow.
So if you couldn't have just
Bit into that cucumber
and bit away to freedom.
I mean, I guess it depends on how big the cucumber was. Look, have you never? Never mind. I'm not even going to say that.
Whoa. Hold on, Joey. What was that question?
Joey,
Have you never what?
I was gonna say, have you never taken a bite have you never taken a bite of something that was too big you couldn't chew? You know, maybe you're eating a blue catfish or something like that. You know? Or you're trying to destroy evidence in Texas. I mean, it could be any number of things. You cook your blue catfish, you take a bite, there's something in there that's just too big. You can't chew it. I take very big bites when I eat, so sometimes I get choked.
You got to learn to relax the throat. That's all I'm saying.
Who came up with the idea for this show?
I think it was yours.
No. I can't hear you, Roxanne. I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
How convenient.
Oh man.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay, guys, everyone. Who do you have a favorite perfume? You know, for you're smelling a woman. You got one, BT? No,
I don't have a favorite. No.
Andre?
Yeah, again, there are some perfumes I like, but I'm not that big on perfumes, and I definitely don't have a favorite that I can speak of now.
As long as she doesn't smell like me, I'm fine.
Okay.
What if she smells like somebody else?
But that means she doesn't have a masculine scent. You know what I mean? Like I like that floral, smell in the air. Or just even just clean soap and powder. You know what I mean? And white diamonds. That might be a sign of somebody being a little bit out of my age range. But other than that, hey, I'm all good with that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here is everything you need to know about the very controversial and X-rated dating trend that is sweeping the globe. Okay, women are using their own bodily fluids as perfume in the hopes of attracting the right partner. The trend is called vabbing, and it's taken off on social media. The once fringe-dwelling trend calls for women to take advantage of their pheromones by dabbing their vaginal fluid on key pulse points like one would do with perfume. The term was coined in 2019 by sex expert and author Shan Booj, who revealed that she's been using the method to attract men over a decade. I am certain that every single time I employ it, it makes me feel like an enchanted goddess with a delicious scent, Shan wrote in a book. In a book called The Game of Desire. And while the idea made headlines at the time, it wasn't until a TikTok Mandy Lee that it went mainstream. I swear, if you vab, you will attract people like a date. A one-night stand, you'll just get free drinks all night. She said, since deleted by the platform. Bend and snap, she added. Don't know who Ellie Wood is. And people are quick to give their own tips to ensure success while trying out the unusual trend. I've done this for years and it works every single time. Men go crazy for the scent, one claim. But scientists aren't so sure there's a link between pheromones, which most animals produce, and attractions in humans. According to the scientific American, researchers have been looking into the effect of pheromones in humans since the 70s, and no conclusive evidence to support their role in attraction. So anyway, I've got a question.
Right.
You go out on a date with a woman who has no problem telling you that she's vabbing. Speak up. Come on, speak up.
So you said the question is, would you have a problem with a woman if she told you that on a date?
you would you have a problem if she told you that she was valid and you found out what it is? If you know, obviously, because 9 times out of 10, us men don't know what a woman's a new crazes, and yeah, if she said, "Yeah, I'm vapping," here, smell that, smell my neck, would you? What would you? Is it something that would that you have to kill that date there and then?
No, it'll make me more curious as into her methods of madness. I'm not saying that I see I'm not saying I would see a future with this person, but I would want to know where her mindset is, because I actually have a story about something like this. So, a friend of mine's, he found out about 8 years into the relationship with his now wife that she put her brand in his food to keep him, and apparently it worked because they stayed together.
Oh.
And he used to always rave about her cooking and about how he liked being around her, and I think they had to do with like her pheromones. So I always I heard about stuff like that, but it wasn't until she actually admitted it that I was just like, oh, I could probably understand some bad decisions I made back in the day if I wasn't privy to information like that.
Honey, this pizza's really good. You sure you've not made this before? I feel like I've eaten this somewhere else.
No.
I was going to say.
I've always wondered how Roxanne managed to keep you all these years.
This tastes just like the meatloaf we had last night.
Andre, in your case, it's fear.
See, when you said her brand,
all right, for me,
that goes on many levels. I think I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm sure I did a program.
Yeah.
One of our programs, I mentioned something similar, but she was, I don't know how to put it. She was mixing her menstrual cycle with his food. So I'm assuming, obviously, that's not talking about that.
No. By that I meant her natural body lubricant. Without getting too far in the details. You say what?
Find out, because I need to find out.
What, natural body lubricant? You don't get the context behind that?
No, yeah, but I don't understand how she was she dripping it in there? Is she using a syringe? Is she boiling a
syringe?
I don't know.
He wondered why he wondered why they were having a baguette at dinner every night, and that's what she was doing. Every meal you make has whole cucumbers in it. What is going on?
All right.
Put it this way: unless you've never had to get in the towel after doing the do, you wouldn't understand.
Oh my God! I feel like this show is just so Big T can subtly
nope.
talk about himself, like just say
no, not at all. I'm not that type of person whatsoever. I just have to go into details because you can't be too vulgar. Is all I'm saying.
People like me, man. Yeah, you keep going into details, man. You need to do that.
Tracy Alder says,
so Andre, would it put you off?
Sorry.
Second.
Go ahead, Roxanne.
Okay, I was going to say Tracy Alder says, guys, you've been 200% on top form tonight. Absolutely hilarious. And I agree. Oh, God.
Andre, would it be a date killer?
Would it be a date killer? I probably like Big T. I would be intrigued to hear more. But if I could tell before she even mentioned it, then it would be a date killer.
or
you sound like me because.
All right, and hear me out. Is it just letting you know ahead of time if you're interested or not? Let's just
Well,
say you show up. Hold on a minute. Let's just show up. You show up for the date, and you're a gentleman, and you take her hand, and you kiss her hand, and you kiss her hand. You're like, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I think
Okay.
I forgot. I actually have
You
something I
see,
need to go do.
because every girl, for lack of a better word, tastes different. So it's going to be unique. That's number one. Two, if you smell like sex on our first date, I don't want to date you. I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
it's different
yeah,
if you
but
smell like it after the, the meal and everything, and we did something. But if you arrive smelling like sex, I'm like,
No, I'm sorry,
you're
sweetheart.
absolutely, no,
Sorry,
T's
sweetheart. I
absolutely
don't
right,
eat.
because-
I don't eat
you're
seafood.
right,
Sorry.
If
Smell like she just come from a date.
yeah. Am I?
T's
You
actually
say what,
right,
Easy?
because if I go on a date and this one smells like vinegar, I'm saying if I go on a date with this woman and she smells like vinegar, she best have a plate of fish and chips in front of her. I'm sorry. She
Vinegar.
best have a plate of fish and chips in front of her.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
And the only
I'm just saying, like, you know what
Go
the
ahead.
room smells like after sex, like, and that's from a combination of the two juices or whatever. So, if it's close to that, I'm gonna find it offensive unless I was the reason the odor was created or the scent was created, not the odor. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just like, because, like I said, everyone, like, some girls don't have like a I don't want to say a strong scent, and some girls do have a strong scent. So it all depends. Like every person is different. So I'm if it smells familiar and I like kiss you on your hand, I'm just like, what were you doing before I got here? Were you that excited? Like, let's talk about this. If that's the case, what do we need this food for? Let's go talk.
So what are you saying that when you take someone out for food, that's just you trying to get your end away? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in this particular situation where a girl is putting her own brand and using it as perfume / pheromones to attract guys or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's obviously not common knowledge
wonder if-
because not everybody's doing it.
Sure.
I bet Gwyneth Paltrow's doing it.
Oh yeah.
Now she's smarter than that. She's got everybody putting hers on.
Yeah, really. Oh Jesus.
Yep.
Oh my God.
You grossed out, Joey.
No, I just think that whole thing with Gwyneth Paltrow and her candle and everything is just a ridiculously stupid thing.
And yet she's making so much money from it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure she has. People buy stupid things
Exactly.
all the time.
She's making mad money from it.
Yeah. No.
I know what you guys are thinking
we're
right now.
Stupid, but thinking,
What are we thinking?
Thinking about
come on,
every
Marvin, the mind reader. What do you think?
every meal someone's prepared for you in the past.
Nah. No, I'm really not because whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is at this point. What does that really change? Honestly.
yeah, exactly.
Were you ever in a relationship a lot longer than you thought you should be?
I think I'm more thinking about any meal that's going to be prepared for me in the future. So
That's why we're quiet.
Remember that next time you go to a buddy's house for a cookout. I made this special for you, Joey.
yeah. Yeah. Oh God.
You can eat at everybody's house.
That's true. That's
You
true.
Are crazy.
Oh man.
You lot are crazy. Have we got time for one more?
Yeah, I think so. I think we got time for one more. We got 8 minutes left. So, all right, I've got one here.
Okay.
So, a man accused of killing his friend, and he's got an excuse. An Oklahoma noodler, and do you guys know what a noodler is?
No.
So noodling is something. It's kind of really kind of caught on over the last 10 years or so, but where they go into like a creek or river or whatever, and they find like a little bed where a catfish is bed in there, and they stick their arm in there and catch the fish with their hand. Basically, they get the fish to like latch onto their hand, and then they grab hold and they pull them out. So that's noodling. But anyway, so Larry Doyle, 53, has been noodling, which is a way of catching the fish by hand, with his friend Jimmy Knighton, also 53, along a South Canadian river in some county anyway. And then Larry claimed that while at the river, he discovered that his friend had ill intentions. And he indicated he indicated that his friend attempted to get away from him, so that his intentions could be could come forth. So the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations told a news station that Sanders thought that Knighton basically had tried to trick him into being out there, and the two fought for an hour. Sanders allegedly choked Knighton to death near the river, then went home and confessed to his daughter, who was dating his friend's son. He appeared to be under the influence of something, the sheriff said, and his statement was that Knighton had tried to summon Bigfoot to come and kill him, and that's why he had to kill Knighton. That Knighton intended to feed him to Sasquatch, so he killed his friend because his friend was going to feed him to Bigfoot. So
It's crazy.
So first, do you believe in Bigfoot? and second, if you thought your friend was going to try to get Bigfoot to come and kill you, would you kill your friend before he could do that?
It sounded like his friend's noodling arm was much stronger than his.
Yeah,
and he didn't want him to get that noodling arm around him, so he decided to noodle him to death first, I guess.
I mean, isn't that what they say on the street? You got to keep your noodle arms, your noodle hand strong. So,
I would like to know how the friend actually knows Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's interesting. I mean, I would like to know how he found out that that's what his friend was going to do. You know,
we heard him on the phone.
I guess so.
if that's the case, we know that he believes in Bigfoot because he's so scared of him.
For sure, he believes in Bigfoot, and I'm assuming his friend does too.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe in Bigfoot?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Do you believe in Bigfoot? There's a lot of people in the U.S. that believe in Bigfoot.
I'm sure they are.
I'm starting to rethink my decision because apparently you can summon him, and I had no idea.
That's exactly where they all are. Yeah. Joey, that's exactly where they are in the U.S.
What about the Loch Ness Monster?
Funnily enough,
you know, I used to believe in the Loch Ness Monster. I did used to believe in that.
So what made you change your mind then?
I think I don't think it's so much that I've changed my mind. I think that I don't care. I think is really what it is. I mean, no, it's well. I mean, but think about it. I don't necessarily believe in Bigfoot, but if I found out Bigfoot was real, would I be surprised? No, probably not. Because think about it. I mean, think about it. Evolution works crazy. I mean, there could be something out there. I mean,
he probably lives in Texas now.
I mean,
that appendage that was pulled out of the catfish that actually might belong to Bigfoot.
That's true. Maybe it did. Maybe it did. I mean, there's some crazy things. I mean, there's been where in the area where my wife is from in Alabama, there's a dam there, and there's these commercial divers have to go down and repair things on the dam or whatever. They have to dive down and repair things. And there was a story at one point where a guy went down to repair something, and he like tugged on the line or whatever, and they pulled him out, and they said he was just white as a ghost, and asked him what was going on, and said he was standing on the bottom down there working on the dam, and then the ground moved, and when the ground moved and he like kind of swam up or whatever and looked, and he was standing on a catfish that was as big as a car. And so there are crazy things out there in the water and in the woods that I really wouldn't be surprised at anything like that. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about any of it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
In the water, in the sea, I can believe that. In the woods, I'm not so sure.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of woods in the U.S. that people stay out of.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm telling you, man. They say that Bigfoot's in the Pacific Northwest is what they say, in the Pacific Northwest. But I don't know.
Okay.
He drives a Prius.
On that note.
Yeah.
That note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come to the end of the show. Has anyone got any last thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of thoughts.
All right.
I'll say that
Just give us a snippet.
Today has been very interesting. I've enjoyed it, and I'm gonna have to Google the 6 dildo law in Texas, and I suggest everyone else do it too.
Yeah.
Say that.
Andre, what you got?
Due to work and other extenuating circumstances, I think I might have mentioned before, but Roxanne and I have been sort of struggling to continue with the Something for the Weekend program. So, it's with a heavy heart that I must tell you that we decided to get a cleaner in. And this is my final thoughts, but the reason I mentioned it because things aren't quite working out as we planned.
Do not go there. Do not go there, Andre.
And why are things not working out as we planned? Because Roxanne...
Hold up. Go on.
Yeah, so we've got a cleaner in, but Roxanne insists on cleaning up before the cleaner arrives.
Shut up.
So hold up. Let me ask this question. Hold up. So you already got a gardener.
Yeah, we're living our best
gardener, and they've got a cleaner.
Best life right now. Yeah, we've got a gardener, and we're now got a cleaner because I care. I care. So yeah, we've got a cleaner. It's not really working because, to be honest, I thought that when the cleaner arrived that she was going to pay Roxanne because Roxanne. But yeah,
it's not that.
My girl cleaned up for the cleaner.
I didn't clean up.
My girl cleaned up for the cleaner.
Shut up. Good night, everyone.
Okay, we're at the top of the hour. We're at the top of the hour. Joey, say good nights.
Yeah. So good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. And next Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern, which I think is noon GMT, the 4 of us guys and another guy from Australia are going to do a thing on my channel called 3 the Hard Way. So tune into that. I know it's early, but Australia's way ahead of us. So yeah.
For sure.
Good night, everyone.
Good nights.
Yep. It's been a pleasure. See you guys next week.
Good night.
All right. Goodbye. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook at B3F Podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch at B3F Podcast. And on Instagram at B3F_podcast. YouTube has all of our videos. Support us on Patreon or buy me a coffee at B3F Podcast. Send all your questions or comments to admin at B3Fpodcast.com. Find us online at B3Fpodcast.com. Rate us and review us wherever you listen. And as always, thanks for listening.